Hare Krishna. So Krishna has spoken about purification through Karma Yoga, purification through Jnana Yoga, and now finally Krishna comes to the point of Bhakti Yoga. Beautiful section. We are towards the end of 18th chapter, in fact towards the end of entire Bhagavad-gita. And now these 11 verses which Krishna is going to speak are very, very important verses. And the intensity of each verse will increase now as we keep moving from one verse to another. So let's begin with the first one. That is Shloka number 56. Sarva karmanya api sada kurvano madvyapashrayah matprasadad avapnoti shashvatam padam avyayam. So here Krishna is saying, Sarva karmani api sada. Though engaged always in different kinds of activities, my devotee, my pure devotee, Sarva karmani api sada kurvanaha, engaged in all kinds of activities, mad vyapashrayah, under my protection. What happens? Mat prasadad avapnoti shashvatam padam avyayam. He enters my eternal imperishable abode by my mercy. Mat prasadad. So very, very wonderful, very beautiful verse. Let's analyze this now. See, for a Jnana Yogi, what all he has to do? First, he is supposed to be detached from the results of the work. And with advancement, he should get detached from the work also. And then Jnana develops. He has to give up Jnana also to attain the absolute truth or Brahman. Now he has to give up so many things. And now Krishna is putting a googly here. He is saying that my devotee, doing every activity, all the activities which are there, still attains my eternal abode. Now this is like a big thing for a Jnana Yogi. If he hears, then he'll be like, what am I doing then? I'm doing so much of hard work, and these devotees, just like that, they're going back to Godhead. That is the glory. That is the glory of bhakti. Let's dive deep into the shloka and understand more about this particular shloka. The word mad vyapashrayah means under the protection of the Supreme Lord. To be free from material contamination, a pure devotee acts under the direction of the Supreme Lord or his representative, the spiritual master. So, a Jnana Yogi struggles so much to get rid of the contamination. But when it comes to a devotee, what he does? He executes the instructions of the Supreme Lord through the representative of the Supreme Lord, who is the spiritual master. So just by being under the guidance of the spiritual master and serving under him, with time, what happens? He gets freed from the contamination. He gets purified. And it's a very, very blissful process. Very, very blissful. Spiritual master will engage the devotee in service of the Lord. And when a devotee is engaged in service of the Lord, it is very blissful. So blissfully the purification happens. Blissfully he gets freed from the contamination. There is no time limit for a pure devotee. He is always 24 hours a day, 100% engaged in the activities under the direction of the Supreme Lord. So he is always engaged. Always engaged. Now see here, it is said, Sarva Karamani Api Sada Kurvan. So he is all the time engaged in various other activities, it is said. Taking care of the wife, taking care of the kids, do this, do that. So he is engaged. But then, all the time his meditation is on the service. How can I serve the Lord better? So here, basically, we are talking about the bhakti mixed with karma. In the first 6 chapters, what we have spoken about is karma mixed with bhakti. So, little bhakti is there, that's it. But now, in the last section, what Krishna is describing is that his devotee, he has a lot of desire to serve and he is serving. So, a lot of devotional mood is there, a lot of devotional service is happening, and little bit of karma is there. So, basically, his activities are there, but then that is secondary for him. What is the primary thing? Devotional service onto the lotus feet of Krishna. Whereas in the first 6 chapters, what we saw was The first priority is his daily activities or whatever activities, and the secondary thing is devotional service. So like that. To a devotee who is thus engaged in Krishna consciousness, the Lord is very, very kind. In spite of all difficulties, he is eventually placed in the transcendental abode or Krishna Loka. He is guaranteed entrance there. There is no doubt about it. Now this is a very, very hope-giving statement for us as devotees. So, on this path of devotional service, there will be many obstacles. The Kali personified will put some obstacles. People around us will put some obstacles. Our mind itself will trick us at times. Hey, why you're doing devotional service? Give it up, this and that and whatnot. And then if someone dies in the family, that will pull us down, our enthusiasm. When someone takes birth in the family, or there's a promotion, there's a lottery or whatever, we forget devotion. We are busy doing some other sort of devotion, some other party. So there are a lot of deviations and distractions and obstacles that will be there. But even in all this, if the devotee has got intense desire to serve the Lord, even amidst all these different obstacles, Krishna, he will clear all those obstacles and he will take the devotee back home, back to Godhead. Now see, going back home, back to Godhead, just by one's own self is very difficult. And Jnana Yogi is struggling. Why is he struggling so much? Because he's doing it all individually, all singly. He is the one who is doing it. But when it comes to us as devotees, Lord is personally involved here. How can, if suppose a Jnana Yogi is coming and he's frustrated and he's asking, how can a devotee go back home, back to Godhead? Just like that. I'm struggling so much. And the Lord is saying, Mat prasadat, by my mercy. By my mercy, the devotee attains Goloka Vrindavan. He goes back home, back to Godhead. So in Bhakti Yoga, the entire process becomes flawless because Lord is personally involved. And here a very important point is there. Mad Vyapashraya. A devotee takes shelter of the Lord exclusively. So we have to ask this question, am I taking shelter of the Lord and the spiritual master or not? If I am taking shelter of the Lord and the spiritual master, then there is guaranteed, Krishna is saying, Mat prasadat pakka, you'll go back home, back to Godhead. By mercy of mine, you'll go back home, back to Godhead. Now someone might ask, but then your abode is perishable. When Pralaya, Mahapralaya happens, will that also get destroyed? And here, Krishna is saying, Shashvatam padam avyayam. It is eternal. It is avyayam, imperishable. In that supreme abode, there is no change. Everything is eternal, imperishable and full of knowledge. So that abode is eternal. There is no question of anything getting destroyed, anything getting destructed. So this is a very, very, very amazing verse. Very amazing points made here by the Lord Himself. Even if we are engaged in so many different activities, if we can give first priority to Krishna, we will see the miracle. We will see that how everything in our life will get placed very nicely, one after another. Everything else will fall in place. But the mistake that we do is put Krishna in the last priority, or second priority, or third priority. Let me tell you, Krishna is a person who needs exclusive attention. If he is not there on the first priority, then things will not fall in place. It will just fall. So when we give Krishna the first priority, everything else will fall in place and we will see that how wonderfully now our life will be set. But then at times, because of various reasons, there's a huge probability that we remove Krishna from the first priority and place something else. So we as devotees should ask, what is the first priority in my life? And if it's not Krishna, then we should make it Krishna. Krishna should be the first priority. How can we do this? Every day we should start our day with devotional service. We should chant our 16 rounds in the morning itself, all 16 rounds together. And we should tell the Lord, oh Lord, look at the priority that I'm giving you. You are that personality who is very, very important in my life. Doing 16 rounds in the morning actually is an appeal to the Lord, or is a nice thing which we're expressing to the Lord, that, oh Lord, you are more important for me than anything else. And come what may in life, whatever happens, we cannot go low in our enthusiasm and devotional service. Let anyone die, let anyone take birth, let any lottery come, let everything in life get destroyed. we as devotees, we should be ananya, one-pointed without deviation. Because finally, if we are taking shelter of Krishna, everything else will fall in place. This confidence we should have. Krishna will test, even after taking shelter, he might keep everything destroyed only, who knows. But then a devotee is so confident about Krishna that he just takes shelter of the Lord very nicely. So in this way, Krishna has described, this very wonderful Shloka, and then he continues the same mode and same theme in the next few shlokas. So let's see that in the next video. Hare Krishna.